This is the official YouTube page for Make It Train. What up, YouTube? We are back with another vlog. We are back in Chicago. We're linking up with two of my buddies from Live Better Co., Jason Loebig and Bret Gornik. Awesome, awesome dudes. We just got to their office, so let's do this thing. Yo, yo.
What up?
What up?
How we doing?
We got Bret. Bret, say what up to
What's up, team?
The YouTube
Let's go.
fans.
Hey.
Bret Gornik, you guys will meet him a little bit more in depth. We got the other half of Live Better Co., Mr. Jason Loebig.
Yo.
Yo, he's pumped. He looks fierce. He looks fierce.
I'm not fierce. Well, maybe.
A little bit fierce.
Right.
They just moved into their new office. Check it out. So legit. Give you guys a 360 view right here.
This is the first tour.
This is the first tour?
First tour.
Oh man, we should get royalties.
Yeah,
This video's about to be monetized. Y'all are gonna pay for it. Pretty damn legit.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right, YouTube, so now let's actually get into a little bit more of a formal introduction, because both of these gentlemen are definitely people you want to connect with on social media, have a conversation with, pick their brains. So much knowledge coming out of these two. So more formally, this is Jason Loebig, this is Bret Gornik. They are the owners and founders of Live Better Co. I will link that in the YouTube verbiage, tag it, all that good stuff. Find them, connect with them. I want to let them both introduce themselves. They both have a ton of accolades, more than I can remember. So whichever one of you guys wants to start, take it away.
Thanks, Johnny. My name is Jason Loebig. I'm co-founder of Live Better along with Bret. In addition to Live Better, we're also Nike trainers in the city, as well as Nike run coaches in Chicago. We teach at Barry's Boot Camp, which is a high-intensity format boutique studio class. We have private training clients. We do a lot of different corporate workshops. We have a big kids wellness program. We're working with some CPS kids. We run international wellness retreats. We also have a podcast, a newsletter, which we send once a week via email called Wake Up Wednesday, and then our social media.
Yeah, so pretty much everything he said. Other than that, too, I think we're going to dive into this stuff as well as, you know, this is something that we've started and came from different corporate backgrounds. We weren't training in exercise physiology in college. We didn't even yet have those thoughts, and so it's been fun to build something essentially from the ground up that was just an idea and turn it into something that we're, you know, traveling worldwide to places like El Salvador and Mexico and Canada, putting on amazing retreat experiences for all sorts of awesome people. And then, like Jason said, one of our big missions, especially for the years upcoming, is giving back to the youth. And so we started a really cool program here in Chicago where we're putting on amazing wellness events for the children, because, I mean, one of our big purposes is to help people use health and wellness to then do whatever they want to do better and to give back to others. And so I think that's just a huge part of what we're trying to get after.
For sure. Check them out, check out their company, check out their individual pages. It'll all be linked. I think one thing that's important, because I know somebody out there right now is watching this and saying, why are you sitting down with two other people who are also trainers? Because that might seem counterproductive, but I would encourage you not to be so closed-minded that you can't network with other people in your own industry, because I'll be honest, some of my best clients have come from across this table. So again, it's all about networking, knowing who specializes in what, who's a better fit. I think that both of these guys, you know, have their specialties, but also aren't afraid to refer out, and that's something I do as well. So don't think you know it all. It's okay not to know it all. The industry is so vast. There's so much stuff going on. So.
I mean, you're going to come on our next retreat, so.
Yeah, and they sold me on their next retreat. So,
and then on that retreat,
yeah.
I'm going to start doing your macro program, so we'll be good.
Yes,
You know.
all the nutrition thing is coming back.
It's crazy. It's all full circle.
Yeah.
So definitely check these guys out. I will plug their pages in the verbiage below. All right, so one thing that's super important that I do want to spend some time talking about with these guys before we go have some fun and go lift is these two are actually the first two that I ever saw leave corporate America to pursue their passion and to pursue a career in health and wellness. So these are two guys that literally paved the way, in my eyes, for me to do the same thing. So I want to ask both of them, and I want to hear your guys' story. Like, take me through corporate to where we are now, when you knew it was time to get out, how you knew, financials, how you made it work. Like, take me through it, because it's the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jason and I met in college, and we were meeting under different circumstances than health and wellness, drinking buddies in college. So we were friends in college, and we went our separate ways. I started working for a corporate retail company in Milwaukee and was working there for a few years. And it was just an itch that I always wanted to scratch. So I knew that I was always into working out and training and helping people, and so I kind of started doing that on the side. And I was like, this is cool, this is something that's fun, and maybe that's all it's ever going to be. And then it just like one day hits you that you're like, this is what I need to do. And this is something that, I want to turn into something more than just a side project. And so I moved back to Chicago and then ended up meeting up with Jason again. And he had been really thinking similarly. And so we had both still had our corporate jobs, and we were sitting down and just talking about ideas. Where can we take this? What can we do? What do we want to do? And from there, it just started going one foot in front of the other.
Sure.
And things started to work, and we started to train clients, and we started to do things with Nike, and we started a podcast, and we started a newsletter, and we were like, I guess this is how a business begins.
Sure.
And your question was like very regimented, and in all reality, it's just kind of as you go, that you're on the path.
Sure.
And we can kind of get into more of the technicalities of like when we left and stuff. And I think, just the one thing to consider is you have to start. That's
Sure.
the only truth to any circumstance is you can have ideas, you can write things down, you can make an Instagram handle, you can make a website, but if you don't begin, if you don't start building programs for clients, if you don't go to El Salvador and start a retreat, if you don't sit down and film this and put it on the internet, nothing will happen.
Sure.
Second part of that is once you start, you have to be consistent. So the starting is hard for 40% of the people, and the consistency is hard for 99% of the people, because this isn't making me money, or this doesn't work, or nobody watches this. Well, nobody watched anyone's first video. Nobody handed you hundreds or thousands of dollars to start training them just because you were like, hey, I like to work out and do bicep curls.
Yeah.
So starting and being consistent. And then once you start doing that, and once you start being consistent, that's when you can really say, is this an opportunity? Is this a career path? Is this something I want to do? Because, and Jason will talk more about some of the details, but we both had great jobs. I mean,
I remember.
six-figure, seven-figure potential jobs to where we're at right now. So you're walking away from security, you're walking away from 401k consistency, paid vacation, time off, and all this stuff. So you have to make a choice, like, am I willing to give that up to go do what it is I feel like I'm on this earth to do?
Yeah, I think the difficulty comes, like, it sounds all nice, inspirational to be like, oh, just quit your job and go do what you want to do, but like the mechanics of doing it are a little bit different.
Sure.
So the disclaimer is that not everybody should quit their job to pursue something that they feel like is their passion, because as soon as that turns into your job, the feeling is no longer this like, oh, I'm so excited to get out of bed and do this, because you no longer have the contrast between your day job, we'll say like your real job, and whatever that passion project is. So you have to understand that when that changeover happens, like, you better be long-term committed to being consistent or it will fall apart. There's two ways to go about it. One, you can just go full send, quit your job, and then start something. So some people will have an idea, they'll go through building the business, they'll get a team together, and depending on what it is that you're going to be doing, if you have to build a product first, most people sort of overlap that with what they're doing. Maybe they'll build like a little prototype or something. The service side of it, maybe you'll train a client before work, which is kind of what we started doing.
Sure.
The disclaimer I'd give most people is not to quit and then figure it out. I'd have it fully figured out to a point, maybe that it's a financial point for you if that's what your fears hinge most on. Maybe it's a schedule or logistics thing if you have kids or a family or something else that you have to take care of first. You want to check those boxes before you quit, because as soon as that security is gone and you only get to eat what you kill, it's a little bit more risky, and like it will raise your anxiety level somewhat to a necessary point, because that's the only thing that's going to get you out of bed is like, nah, I have to make this my business. So we started training clients before work. We got involved with Nike. I was teaching some group classes at the same time. And it got to a point where I said, okay, financially, I have X clients, which I'm charging X number of dollars an hour. I do this many times a week. Here's how much money I'm making per week. Let's compare that to what I'm making at my accounting job,
Sure.
because I was in public accounting before. And I said, okay, this is comfortable enough then to pay for all of my expenses. I can pay rent, I can buy food, and I can save maybe a little bit of money even, which I think is good. Like at that point, if you can build a business and save a little money, like you're ready.
Yeah.
That is like a go. So I did the math on that, and I said, okay, here's my growth potential if the business doesn't change. The thing that people get really worried about is they're like, well, you know, maybe this will get better, or maybe I can charge more, but they don't give any room for growth and sort of like serendipity. So all of the stuff that happened as a result of us quitting that wouldn't have otherwise happened had you been sitting at your desk
Sure.
and not been out having these types of conversations, to your point, the best things that have happened to us have been being collaborative with people in our industry or some type of tangential industry, or even just learning from people who are good at business no matter what. It's how we started our podcast. And I think that it's important to sort of lay that out and then leave yourself some room to like make your own luck. Because if you don't, and you think everything has to be so regimented and perfect, you're never going to pull the trigger. It just won't happen. You have to be comfortable with a little uncertainty. And I think that choosing uncertainty over security is like the only option if you're going to start your own business. And I think that when we went through that, I got to a point where I was comfortable with being like, okay, this is how much money we're making. This is how I'm going to set up the logistics of making this transition. Here's where I'm going to train my clients. Here's what classes I want to teach. Here are the things I'm interested in to continue my professional growth. And then you just quit. I mean, there's no other way. It's like you either do this and you continue doing what you've been doing, or you try something new. Because eventually you can't get better at doing your day job if you're only focused on your passion project.
Sure.
And the passion project will never turn into a career if you still have a day job.
100%.
So I think just layering those things to a point where you get comfortable and where you're being smart about it, and not just like, you know, throwing all caution to the wind, because
Sure.
like those voices of intuition are there for a reason. And then, like Brett said, you just like, you got to do it. And
I
then
like
figure it out.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
and you
it.
kind of never have it figured out. Like that's the secret sauce that any entrepreneur, anybody that starts their own business, I don't really like that as an entrepreneur is not a job title. It's just like, it's a thing. You do what you do for a job. But I think anybody that starts their own business like has figured that out, that you never have it figured out. You just sort of plan, do, iterate, and then ask for feedback, and then do it over again better. And you just like grow into new opportunity. And then you all of a sudden you kind of look around and you're like, this is a real thing. Like, you have a wall over your head that's not your home. Like, this is an office. We have a business. I have a place where I'm teaching. I have clients. I have this thing to call your own, and that's an awesome feeling.
I love it. I love it. So there you have it, guys. It's a calculated risk.
Yeah,
Don't go
definitely.
quit your job. Don't just go jump. But definitely, if you're someone watching this and you're kind of on that edge, like, do your due diligence first. And, you know, if you think it's got a chance and you've run the numbers forwards and back, go for it. You've got 3 examples right here of people doing it, and I think I probably speak for all of us. Like, does life get any better?
No, it can't.
It really can't. So you know, we love it, but I think we should go. I think we should go bang some weights. Yeah,
Midday.
midday
On
lift.
Friday.
Let's just lift whenever we want.
Midday. I love
Can't
it.
beat it. All right, YouTube.
Everything.
We'll catch up with you in the gym. I got a feeling this is gonna be a good one. We made it to the gym. These gentlemen are freaking on one, let me tell you. Mainly Jason. Jason's out of his damn mind. Brett's a little more level-headed, so some good squat for him, Jay.
How am I doing? 50?
Hey Brett, what do you think of his workout split? Talk to the camera.
Pretty intense split today. A lot of volume, big sets, auxiliary work, and then some body weight. So we're gonna get after it.
All right, YouTube, we survived the workout, barely. That was a lot of volume. My guy right here. Okay, what do you got to say about that workout?
Finally, good to be lifting again.
What did you just do? What did you just get done doing?
Marathon.
Marathon? Refresh the listener's memory, or the viewer's memory. How many miles is a marathon?
Marathon is 26.2 miles. It is 26.1 miles too far.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man just ran a marathon, and he still got some size. Can we get a flex? Can we get half a flex? Full flex?
Mini flex.
Woo! Get the boss.
Mini flex. Give me another month, John.